you were certain. You are not fairly confident, but certain. You are not reasonably sure, but very certain. And that certainty felt like strength, like the mark of a decisive leader, a bold entrepreneur. But what if that certainty was costing you too much, but you've never really thought about it? You never really thought about the cost of this certainty. This is called the overconfidence bias. This is bias number 40 in our 225 plus bias series. My name is Cussons, Africa's premium high performance thinking and strategic execution expert. Overconfidence bias is the tendency to be so sure but so subjectively confident in your judgments, in your abilities, in your knowledge, and in your predictions. You are so confident about that over and above what your objective abilities and what your objective skills warrant. This is not simply believing in yourself. No, it's not like I've discovered myself, I believe in myself. It is believing in yourself beyond what the confidence supports, and making decisions, making commitments, making bets on the strength of that excess belief, which is more like, deception. Research across decades and across cultures consistently reveals that there are three distinctive expressions of overconfidence bias. Number one is what we call over-precision, being excessively certain that your beliefs and judgments are correct. I am absolutely sure this is the right strategy. Another one is overplacement, believing you are better than average at far more things than is statistically possible. I am a better driver. I'm a better negotiator. I'm a judge of character that most people I know can. I'm very good at what I do. Another one, the third one, is overestimation. Overestimating your actual absolute performance, your actual absolute skill, your actual absolute knowledge base and level. I know this market well enough to move without consulting anyone. I'm so sure of what is happening in this market. I've been here for 45 years. And what makes overconfidence bias uniquely dangerous among all the biases in this series is this. It is strongest precisely where it is most harmful. Where it should have been cautious, that is where it shows his wisdom and his strength and his vivacity and, ferociousness. I know what I'm saying, even when he doesn't know anything. Okay? And most times it happens with transmogrification or transplantation of knowledge in one area, thinking that it will work the same in another area. It happens with professors in the universities, coaches and mentors and all those. Okay? There are a lot of examples in your businesses and in your relationships. So in our businesses, a highly successful entrepreneur has built one thriving business over 8 years, obviously very successful, through talent, through hard work, or through strategic thinking, and through some favorable market timing, which he doesn't give credence to. He has created a genuinely impressive enterprise. His success has generated something beyond financial reward. It has generated certainty in his mentees. Certainty about his judgment, certainty about, his capacity to read the market, certainty about his ability to identify opportunities, execute strategies, and navigate complex situations, certainty of a doyen and a professor in that field. So now he decides to diversify, expanding into 3 new sectors simultaneously. So when his chief financial officer raises concerns about capital allocation, look at how much we have, look at the capital need of these places and all those, he waves them off. I've built this before. I know what I'm doing. Now, when a consultant recommends a phased approach, let's do it phase by phase. He dismisses it again. That's the cautious approach. I didn't build this business by being cautious. I didn't make my money by being cautious. When his most trusted advisor suggests bringing in sector specialists, experts who can help, he declines. I can learn what I need to know. I always do. My sources in my businesses, they have proven them. It has proven this right. 13 months down the line, 2 of the 3 new ventures are hemorrhaging cash. The third has stalled entirely. The original business, because it was neglected during the expansion phase, has lost 2 key clients and 3 senior staff members. He's obviously talented and skilled. That's not in question. But he failed because his talent in one contest generated certainty that exceeded his actual competence in 3 new contests that he shouldn't extrapolate it to. So one successful business taught him he could build a business. That's what it taught him. But overconfidence bias taught him he could build any business because of the success in one business. And he could build the business in any sector simultaneously, whether there are 3 or 4, without specialist support. So these are entirely different lessons. And only one of them was true, but he extrapolated to different areas in the wrong way. The same in relationships. A man has been in several relationships over the years. He has observed patterns of how women behave. He has reflected on his experiences that come to certain conclusion about people. I know how people are. I know about what makes relationship work, and about how to read character, about what signals indicate compatibility and what signals show that you are not compatible. He meets someone new. Within 3 weeks, he's certain she's exactly who I think she is. I can read people. This is my forte. I have a PhD in philosophy, in psychology, in sociology. I know what I'm doing. Now, his certainty causes him to stop asking the relevant question, to stop listening to complexities, to stop paying attention to signals that don't confirm his initial assessment. So anything that is disconfirming, he leaves it out and then focus on what he wants to confirm. Lack of listening has made him not to commit to question and curiosity, but to commit at a depth and a space and a pace that actual evidence of 3 weeks does not remotely support. His space, his depth, his everything went in. Line, hook, and sinker, promises upon promises. 6 months later, the person he was certain about, he has certainty about, reveals different dimensions, patterns, and incompatibilities that his 3-week certainty had made him completely unprepared to encounter. He is hurt. He's confused. He's blaming everybody. He genuinely cannot understand how he missed something so significant. He was paying attention, but he missed it because his certainty told him he had already seen enough, so he doesn't need more. And he closed the observational process far too early. Closed the observational telescope far too early. So overconfidence bias in relationship produces both poor partner selection and partners who stopped truly seeing each other, who replace ongoing curiosity and genuine attention with the comfortable certainty that they already know everything about the other person. They already know all they need to know about this other person. What will you tell me about her? And the relationship slowly starts staving. So what are the fixes? There are three fixes I will recommend immediately: calibrating, practical, and immediately applicable. So, number one, calibrate your confidence against your actual track record. Ruthlessly and regularly pull out your decision journal or build one starting today. Look at the last 12 months of significant decisions you've made: business projections, market predictions, people assessments, strategic calls you have made. Look at all of them. How many times were you certain and you were wrong? How many times did your confident prediction miss the actual outcome? How many times did the thing you dismiss as unlikely actually occurred, happened, in a very active way? So most people, when they conduct this essay honestly, they discover that their certainty has been running significantly ahead of their accuracy for a very long time. So that gap between your felt certainty and your actual track record, that gap is the precise size of your worth overconfidence bias. So measure it, name it, factor it into every future confidence judgment you make. Number two of the fixes: actively seek disconfirming perspectives, especially when you feel most certain about anything. Can you check? Can I find something that can attack or disconfirm or prove this wrong? The moment you notice yourself feeling absolutely sure, treat that certainty as a signal to seek out the strongest possible. Find the smartest person who disagrees with you. Then genuinely listen to them. Ask what will make this decision wrong. Ask yourself, what are we not seeing because we are too confident to this direction? We are too committed in this our agenda that we are no more looking for the disconfirming objects. Consult a specialist in the domain where your certainty is highest, particularly if your certainty is built primarily on success in a different domain. The goal is not to destroy your confidence. That's not the goal. The goal is to stress test it so that what survives the challenge is genuine conviction rather than unchecked overconfidence. Genuine conviction that has been challenged and has held water is one of the most powerful forces in business and leadership. Overconfidence that has never been tested is a liability waiting for the right circumstances, the right time to reveal itself in a very costly manner. Number three, build structured humility into your decision making process. Structured humility. Humility in the context of overconfidence bias is not self deprecation. It is not insulting yourself. It's not, what do we call it, imposter syndrome. It is not undermining your own capability or second guessing every decision you make or your capacity. It is the disciplined practice of asking before every significant commitment, before every significant decision. Ask the question, what would I need to believe to be wrong about this? What is the probability that I am wrong? And have I genuinely prepared for that scenario? Ask that question. In business, bring in external expertise before entering new sectors. What happens in this sector may not apply completely in that sector. There are sector, specific experts. Regardless of your track record in adjacent sectors, you need to always know that there are something that makes some other people expert in this one. consult specialists, commission research, test assumptions before scaling on them. In relationships, maintain ongoing curiosity about the people you are closest to. Be pessimistically optimistic about everything and optimistically pessimistic about all things. Ask questions, not because you don't know them or you don't trust them, but because people are always more complex than any fixed assessment of them could ever reveal. Stay in discovery mode every single time, every single year. Never graduate to the certainty mode. I know him. And in leadership, create a culture where your certainty is explicitly challengeable, where team members are rewarded. They are not punished for bringing evidence that contradicts the leader's confident position, where the best idea wins regardless of whose certainty it defeats. What you want is money. What you want is profitability. What you want is growth. That culture, built on structured humility, will consistently outperform any culture built on the confidence of one confident leader. So, here's what I want to leave you with permanently in your thinking today. As a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a human being who makes consequential decisions, as a team lead, as an entrepreneur, confidence is one of the most valuable qualities a leader can possess. No doubt. It attracts talent, it secures investment, it sustains team through difficult situations, it communicates vision with enough conviction to move people from where they are to where they have never been. Confidence. So I'm not here to take your confidence away. But I need to tell you something that the most successful, most durable, most genuine, effective leaders I've ever studied all understood at a deeper level. Yeah. And that is this: the difference between confidence and overconfidence. It is not a matter of degree, it is a matter of calibration. How you calibrate it outside what it should have been. Confidence says, I have prepared thoroughly. I have consulted widely. I have stress tested my assumptions, and I believe this is the right direction while remaining genuinely open to evidence that challenges that belief. Overconfidence says, I know, I'm fully sure, full stop. Next question. Don't tell me about this again. I know what I'm saying. One of these builds empires, the other builds empires, and then burns them down. Then, with complete surprise at the fire that is started. The most dangerous leader in any room is not the one who lacks confidence, no. It's the one whose confidence has become so complete, so untouchable, so immune to challenge, unchallengeable, that it has quietly separated from reality and begun operating as its own self referencing truth. So check your certainty, test your confidence, calibrate your conviction against your actual track record, and be sure what is. And then, from the honest, grounded, evidence anchored place, lead boldly, decide decisively, build ambitiously. Don't build with the brittle certainty of overconfidence bias, which is very costly. Build with the durable, tested, humble conviction, yeah, of someone who knows exactly how much they know and exactly how much they still need to learn. Understand this. That leader, that entrepreneur, that human being is genuinely unstoppable. I want to appreciate you for listening. Always ask yourself this question: when was the last time I fed the mind that makes the money? I want to encourage you to click on the link below and attend Dr. Kali Cussons masterclasses and webinars. See you tomorrow.